Scene script. Have you ever wondered why your heart races when you're excited or why your stomach churns when you're nervous? This is the story of our emotional body, the intricate dance between our feelings and our physical responses. In moments of excitement or anticipation, our brains act as the maestro, conducting this symphony of reactions. A surge of adrenaline is released, acting like a spark plug, setting off a chain reaction that sends our heart racing. It's a bit like running a marathon without leaving your chair. On the flip side, when we feel stress or anxiety, our brains don't leave us high and dry. They respond by releasing cortisol, a hormone that prepares our bodies to either stand and fight or take flight. This cortisol release can affect various functions in the body, making your heart pound, your breath quicken, or your stomach churn. It's our body's natural response to perceived threats, a survival mechanism as old as time. But it's not just the big emotions that trigger these reactions. Even subtle shifts in our mood can cause physiological changes. Ever noticed how a simple smile can lift your mood, or how a frown can bring you down? That's because our brain is constantly communicating with our bodies, adjusting our heart rate, our breathing, our digestion, and so much more based on how we're feeling. Our emotions and our bodies are intertwined in ways we're only beginning to understand. It's a fascinating dance, a constant interplay of give and take. Our emotions trigger physical responses, and those responses, in turn, can amplify or dampen our emotions. It's a cycle, a feedback loop, a conversation between mind and body. So as we can see, our bodies physically respond to the emotions we experience. It's a beautiful, complex system, a testament to the power and sophistication of the human body. And as we continue to explore this intriguing relationship, we're discovering more and more about the deep connections between our emotional and physical health. So, as we can see, our bodies physically respond to the emotions we experience. But what about when we're around others? How do our friends and social connections influence these physiological responses? Let's delve into the fascinating relationship between emotions and our social interactions. Imagine walking into a room filled with your closest friends. Almost instantaneously, your brain picks up on the familiar faces, the laughter, the comforting sense of belonging. There's a warmth that seems to spread from your heart, radiating outwards, making you feel good, feel happy. But what exactly is happening inside our bodies in these moments? Well, it's a bit like a well-orchestrated symphony. When we're around our friends, our bodies respond by releasing a hormone called oxytocin. Often referred to as the cuddle hormone or the love hormone, oxytocin plays a crucial role in social bonding and trust. It helps us feel connected, safe, and secure. Now, imagine the rush of oxytocin that floods your body when you share a joke with your friends, when you confide in them, or when you simply sit with them in companionable silence. It's a beautiful, subtle dance of neurochemicals that underscores the profound impact of social connections on our emotional well-being. Consider the flip side, when we face trying times, when sadness or stress threaten to overwhelm us. In those moments, the presence of our friends, the mere act of sharing our troubles, can trigger the release of oxytocin, providing a soothing balm for our distressed hearts and minds. It's no wonder then that friendships and social connections are often associated with better mental and physical health. But it's not just about the good times or the bad times, it's about all the times in between. All the ordinary moments that become extraordinary because we share them with our friends. It's about the shared laughter, the shared tears, the shared stories that knit us closer together, fostering a sense of belonging, of understanding, of love. Our friends and social connections then can have a significant impact on our emotional and physiological states. They can make us laugh, make us cry, make us feel, but most importantly, they make us human. And that, in essence, is the beautiful dance of emotions and social connections. But what happens when we experience negative emotions in our social interactions? Let's dive into the flip side of the emotional coin. When we find ourselves in a conflict with a friend or a loved one, our bodies often react by triggering a stress response. This is a primal mechanism, an echo from our cave-dwelling ancestors who needed to react swiftly to threats. In this modern age, our threats are often less physical and more emotional, but the body's response is remarkably similar. The heart rate quickens, the palms might sweat, and there's that familiar knot in the stomach. That's your body preparing for fight or flight, driven by a surge of adrenaline. Chronic exposure to such stress can lead to a host of health issues, from insomnia to heart disease. That's the power negative emotions wield over our physiology. But conflict isn't the only negative emotion that can affect us. Let's talk about loneliness and social isolation. In today's interconnected world, it's hard to imagine being truly alone, yet for many, loneliness is a stark reality. Just like conflict, loneliness can trigger a stress response. In fact, research suggests that social isolation can be as damaging to our health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Loneliness doesn't just make us feel sad, it can lead to real, tangible changes in our bodies. It can increase our blood pressure, weaken our immune system, and even alter our brain function. It's a silent epidemic, one that works its damage quietly over time. So, what does this mean for us? It means that our social interactions, both positive and negative, are not just fleeting feelings. They leave their mark on our bodies, affecting our health and well-being in profound ways. We're not just social creatures by choice, we're hardwired to connect, to feel, and to respond to those around us. Negative emotions and social stressors then can also have a profound physiological impact. The emotional landscape of our social interactions is vast, complex, and deeply interwoven with our physical selves. Let's keep exploring. So, how can we better manage our emotions to promote positive physiological responses? Let's think about this. What if we could navigate the sea of our emotions, not as shipwrecked survivors clinging to driftwood, but as skilled sailors adjusting our sails to the changing winds? That's the power of emotional management. One way to manage our emotions is through mindfulness. Mindfulness isn't about suppressing emotions or pretending they're not there. It's about acknowledging them without judgment, observing how they affect us, and letting them pass naturally. It's about being fully present in the moment, not lost in the past or anxious about the future. Practicing mindfulness can help us understand our emotional triggers and respond more thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively. Another powerful tool for emotional management is physical activity. When we're feeling stressed, anxious, or down, getting our bodies moving can help. Regular physical activity can boost our mood, reduce anxiety, improve sleep, and increase our overall sense of well-being. It's like a natural antidote to negative emotions. But emotional management isn't just an inside job. We're social creatures, and maintaining strong social connections is crucial for our emotional well-being. Our friends, family, and community can provide emotional support, help us see things from different perspectives, and remind us that we're not alone in our struggles. In the end, understanding and managing our emotions isn't just about feeling better. It's about promoting healthier physiological responses in our body. When we're stressed, our heart rate increases, our muscles tense up, and our immune function may decrease. By managing our stress and other negative emotions, we can help our bodies return to a state of balance and health. Remember, emotional management isn't a destination, it's a journey. It's a skill we can develop and improve over time. And the more we practice, the better we'll get at navigating the sea of our emotions, and the healthier our bodies will be. By managing our emotions, we can cultivate a healthier physiological state. So, what's the takeaway from all of this? Let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned. Our journey has taken us through the fascinating landscape of our emotional body. We've explored how emotions are not just feelings, but physical responses that ripple through our body, impacting our heart, our brain, and beyond. Every joy, every sorrow, every moment of triumph or defeat, they all leave their mark. We've also delved into the world of social connections, discovering how our friends and the people around us can influence our emotional responses. The laughter shared with a friend, the comfort of a loved one's presence, the sense of belonging in a group, all these social interactions have a profound effect on our emotional well-being. But it's not just about the positive. We've also examined the flip side, how negative emotions and social stressors can have a significant impact on our physiology. The stress of a conflict, the loneliness of isolation, the pain of rejection, they too leave their traces, affecting our heart, our brain, and our overall health. Yet amidst all this complexity, we've learned that there's a ray of hope. We can manage our emotions, we can take control. Through mindfulness, through understanding, through compassion for ourselves and others, we can navigate the stormy seas of our feelings. We can learn to ride the waves rather than being overwhelmed by them. We've seen that our emotions are not just intangible entities, but real physical phenomena that can be understood, managed, and harnessed for our benefit. And we've understood that our social connections are not just about companionship, but about emotional nourishment, about mutual support, about creating a healthier, happier self. In short, our emotions and our social connections play a significant role in our physiology. By understanding and managing these, we can promote better health and well-being.